Hey, what's up everyone, it's me, SpeedSuperSonic, bringing you guys another video, and in this video today, we are back again talking about something we haven't talked about in a very, very long time, but as I'm sure you guys know, no beard anymore. I think I have like a video I pre-recorded when I had a beard, so you might be seeing it again. But yeah, it's gone now. You don't care? Okay, let's move on. I think this is our first video in December, which is so incredibly exciting, which means we are officially in Sonic Prime month. We're only a few days away from this show finally dropping on Netflix. The first batch of episodes will be released, so I'm very excited for everything in prep to that. But we actually have some news on another piece of Sonic media that will be coming out in the future. I was gonna say near future, but then I realized it's not very near. The Sonic the Hedgehog movie 3. Yes, the project that I'm sure all of us are very much so looking forward to. It is currently in development and definitely should start shooting next year, which is only a few days away now. That's crazy, this year went by so fast. But unfortunately, unlike Sonic movie 2, it's not as close as movie 2 was to the first movie. We still gotta wait a decent amount of time to this thing. This thing comes out at the very tail end of 2024. So we definitely have some time to wait and to collect a bunch of info and news and discuss all of that. But it isn't like we're going to be entirely starving until 2024 comes, because we actually have some brand new info from the writers of Sonic movie 3 on the movie itself. If you guys didn't know, Patrick Casey and Josh Miller, the writers of the Sonic the Hedgehog movies, are writers of movies, so they make other films other than Sonic, and they have another film releasing that just released called Violent Night. It stars David Harbour as like a Santa who like kills people. They were the writers on that film, and with that film having press, they are going to be asked about Sonic the Hedgehog. We have an article right here from Screen Rant that we'll be reading real quick, and then we'll dive into all of the details and the stuff that we can really take away from this, if we can take away anything. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 writers Pat Casey and Josh Miller have teased that the next installment in the video game franchise will be a great off-the-wall time for fans of the series. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was released in April of this year to critical and commercial success, having earned $402 million at the box office and becoming the highest grossing video game movie in the United States. The movie's record-breaking achievements spell good tidings for the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise's future at Paramount, which will consist of a spin-off series about Knuckles the Echidna on Paramount Plus next year, and Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in December of 2024. Trust me, I really want to elaborate and get into this Knuckles show, but we literally have not heard about this Knuckles show since it was announced like earlier this year, and I believe it was February. It has been so long since we've heard about that thing, and if it is coming out next year, we should be hearing about it at least in very early 2023, so keep your fingers crossed for that. But here's where we get into the interview part of things. In an interview with Screen Rant, Casey and Miller promised that Sonic the Hedgehog 3 would be a wild ride for moviegoers. The duo didn't give away any plot elements audiences can expect from the third film, but they expressed excitement for their plans going forward. Check out what Casey and Miller had to say below. Pat Casey: Sonic 3 is looking good. That's the one spoilerific thing I'll say. It's gonna be great, look forward to it. And then Josh Miller says, spoiler, it's gonna be crazy. And yeah, there you go. I wasn't expecting them to say like, oh, Shadow's gonna die at the end, but at least we do have an update of some sort on Sonic movie 3, because it has been a little bit since we've heard anything surrounding this film. I believe the last thing we heard was when the release date was confirmed by Paramount in the Sonic socials and putting it out there. That'll release on December 20th, 2024. So if you've been keeping up with the Sonic movie franchise, we know some of the stuff that we're going to get. The biggest thing that we definitively know is that Shadow the Hedgehog is going to be the main focus of Sonic movie 3. I believe we can just call him the antagonist. He's obviously going to play a huge role being present in that after credit scene. There's so many interesting things going into Sonic movie 3 that could make for that crazy experience. Well, it is a very vague statement and you're not able to take too much away from it. I do think what this film is very important. This is the third Sonic the Hedgehog movie. This will be making a trilogy. And while I do think that Paramount has a lot of faith in the Sonic franchise and may even take it beyond 3 films, there's also the chance that they don't. A lot of franchises just stop after 3. Obviously, a lot of this depends on the film's critical and most importantly for Paramount at least, its financial performance. Because the positive thing about Sonic movie 2 is it was even more critically acclaimed than the first, and it did even better at the box office than the first. If you keep having that upward trajectory, things are just going to get better for you. I think Sonic 2 benefited heavily from its fast, very fast turnaround. With Sonic movie 3, it's a little bit more of a wait. It's like at the tail end of 2024, not at the beginning of 2024. I'm not saying this will, but there is a chance this could be the last Sonic movie, at least in this current franchise. franchise. It depends on its box office performance. If it does good, they might make more. If it does better than 2. Or if they want to continue with Sonic the Hedgehog movies and maybe just give them like a subtitle or something to differentiate themselves from the first 3, I could definitely see a new team coming in for the Sonic movies. New writers, new directors, because these are 3 films all made by the same people, the same directors, the same writers, the same producers in a very fast amount of time. This might be their send-off. This is not confirmed, it's not me breaking a story or anything, this is just speculation on my part. This could be the end of this run of Sonic movies. So when they say that this is going to be crazy and that it's going to be fantastic, I think that they are very honest about that, because this very well might be their farewell. I think this movie is going to have a sense of closure, proper 3rd act movie, the final in a trilogy, and introducing a character like Shadow obviously allows for not only a darker tone, but higher stakes as well. If it surrounds the story of SA2 or not, we'll have to wait and see. I doubt it'll be a direct adaptation of the game, obviously. I think this would be the most big and grandiose Sonic movie yet, even though 2 was a giant adventure movie with a big final battle and Supersonic and all that stuff. I feel like this movie is going to take it to another level even higher. This will have a higher budget for Shadow. I'm sure they'll get another big actor. Paramount was going to want this thing to succeed, obviously. So it's not like they weren't trying before or weren't putting in all of their effort before, but I think they are truly going to make this movie something special. I am so incredibly excited for Sonic Movie 3. There could be new characters introduced. There's always the potential of Amy. I'm not 100% on that, but you never know. Maybe Rouge, maybe some other characters that tie into Shadow. Shadow is just such a handful, they might just have him alone. They have so many character arcs that they have to continue and build upon, and also have this entirely new one with Shadow, so introducing a new character like Amy or Rouge or whatever other Sonic character may be a bit too much on their plate. We'll have to wait and see. But it honestly shouldn't be too much longer until we definitively start knowing more about this film and when it's coming together, because this should be starting to film next year. We don't know any definitive date yet or any time slot, but it is definitely going to film next year. With this, we should get info on the movie's plot. We should be able to get some behind the scenes looks, maybe our first look at Shadow on the set, because we had that with Sonic and his team last year. But unlike last year, I wouldn't hold my breath on a trailer. Maybe some posters, maybe some teaser images or what, I don't know. But yeah, for a film that's releasing so late into 2024, I expect a trailer in 2024. So yeah, that just kind of adds to 2023 being a weird year. We'll just have like a lot of set photos to cover, I guess. But regardless, I truly believe Pat Casey and Josh Miller when they say that this movie is going to be crazy. But yeah, guys, it's nothing too crazy. It's nothing too groundbreaking about like details on the story or something like that. But I do have an update on Sonic Movie 3. They are working on it. It is going to be reportedly crazy. But yeah, guys, I want to know, what do you think? What did you think of what Patrick Casey and Josh Miller had to say on Sonic Movie 3? Are you hyped for this movie, or are you just gonna wait to get your hype levels up until we get closer to the film? Let me know. Feel free to follow my social media links, my Twitter and Instagram on the description below. You can follow those, my series on my life, feature content, and all things Sonic the Hedgehog. But most importantly, if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. This is the #1 destination on YouTube for all things Sonic. Whether it's video games, TV shows, movies, comics, merchandise, and more, we talk about it all. If I'm reporting on stuff like this, you know I'm going to report on other stuff Sonic Movie 3. Literally as much info as I can, because I am so incredibly excited for this thing. This is my most anticipated upcoming Sonic project. So to stay tuned for all things Sonic Movie 3, this is your spot. But not just that, like I said earlier in the video, Sonic Prime is here. We're going to be covering every single episode. We got upcoming projects like the Knuckles TV show. So yeah, guys, this is just the spot for all things Sonic. Apologies for the week break in uploads, but we are back now, full steam ahead. We got some new merch hunts coming. We got some awesome new videos coming. I love all you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
All night, all night, all night.